The restaurant lights shimmered like falling stars, warm and golden, but Emma's world felt dim the moment the man she was supposed to meet glanced at her, frowned, and walked away without a word. It happened so fast, one hesitant glance, one disappointed sigh, one turn of his back, and suddenly she was sitting alone at a table set for two, dressed in a deep berry-colored dress she'd saved for a special night. On Christmas Eve, surrounded by laughter, clinking glasses, and families wrapped in joy, she felt painfully out of place. Her heart throbbed with a familiar ache, the kind that whispered she wasn't enough. But she kept sitting there, refusing to let tears fall in the middle of strangers. Refusing to give Christmas the power to break her again. If you believe in kindness, miracles, and second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma Dearie so we can spread more heart-touching stories together. Emma tried to steady her breathing as couples around her leaned close, exchanging secret smiles and warm touches. She picked up the menu only to put it down again, her fingers trembling. She told herself she'd stay just long enough to finish her drink and then leave quietly, unnoticed. She didn't realize how deeply the rejection had cut until she felt her throat tightening. It wasn't just about the date, it was about every moment in the past year when she'd felt invisible. Every cancelled plan. Every unanswered message. Every reminder that love seemed to pass her by like a stranger in the night. Tonight was supposed to be different. Tonight was supposed to be a new beginning. But fate has an unexpected way of turning loneliness into something else entirely. As Emma stared blankly at the glowing Christmas tree in the corner, her vision blurred, she didn't notice the little girl in the red dress skipping through the tables. She didn't notice the man following behind her, hands in his pockets, expression worried, as if the child had run ahead before he could stop her. What she did notice was a soft tug on the edge of her tablecloth. She blinked, startled, looking down at a pair of big, bright eyes filled with warmth. The little girl, maybe 6 or 7, smiled at her as if they had known each other forever. Her golden curls bounced gently as she asked, in the purest, gentlest voice Emma had heard in a long time, "Hi, can we join you?" Emma froze, her breath caught between disbelief and sudden emotion. Before she could respond, the little girl pulled out a chair with all the determination of someone twice her size. Emma glanced up to see the man behind her, tall, neatly dressed, and slightly breathless from hurrying. His expression was apologetic, yet softened by something tender when he looked at his daughter. He tried to gently pull the girl back, but she refused, looking between him and Emma with a stubborn innocence. Something in her eyes said she recognized sadness and couldn't just walk past it. The man hesitated only a moment before sighing and giving a small smile. It wasn't a romantic smile, not then, just a human one. One that said, "If my daughter has chosen you, then there must be a reason." He allowed her to sit. Emma expected awkwardness, polite hellos, or even small talk, but what followed was something entirely different. The little girl, whose name was Lily, began chatting with a kind of sincerity that melted all walls. She talked about how Christmas made her heart feel too big for her chest, how she loved the pretty lights, how she thought Emma's dress looked like a shiny Christmas berry, and that she should be a princess in a snow movie. And for the first time that evening, Emma laughed, a quiet, shaky laugh, but real. Lily's father watched the exchange with gentle eyes, as though grateful his daughter had brought a bit of magic into a stranger's night. As the minutes passed, the three of them talked, not like strangers, but like old souls meeting again after years apart. Emma learned that Lily's mother had passed away 2 Christmases ago, and ever since then, the holiday had been both beautiful and heavy for them. Lily's father, Daniel, admitted he wasn't good at holiday outings, but he wanted to give his daughter a memory that didn't hurt. Emma felt her heart swell, realizing that the universe had quietly placed 3 lonely hearts at the same table on purpose. The restaurant seemed to shift around them as time passed. The laughter grew warmer. The lights looked brighter. The empty chair across from Emma no longer reminded her of what she didn't have, but of what had unexpectedly found her. Daniel spoke softly, his voice steady but touched with past grief. Emma found herself opening up about her own heartbreaks, her disappointments, her hope that maybe, someday, someone would stay. She didn't mean to share so much, but something about the moment felt safe, like Christmas itself was listening. By the time dessert arrived, Lily was leaning against Emma's arm, giggling at silly jokes, and Daniel was looking at Emma in a way that made her heart flutter, gentle, grateful, curious. Not the intense spark of instant romance, but the quiet warmth of something real beginning. Emma realized she wasn't alone anymore. Not just at the table, but in the world. When the night came to an end and coats were gathered, Lily hugged Emma tightly, whispering that she hoped they could be Christmas friends forever. Daniel hesitated, his voice low, as he asked if Emma might like to join them again sometime, maybe not as strangers next time. The vulnerability in his tone touched her deeply. She nodded, her heart whispering yes before she could find words. Outside, snow had begun to fall softly, turning the world into a glowing wonderland. They walked out together, not as three lonely souls, but as something almost like a small family the universe had nudged into forming. Emma didn't know what the future held, but she knew that this Christmas blind date had turned into something infinitely better, a connection born from kindness, innocence, and a child's brave heart. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Grandma Dearie. Your support helps us bring more real, emotional stories to the world. Special request, before you go, comment below, do you believe miracles happen when we least expect them?